Yo, what up, street dogs, street gods, street vlogs, or Kim in the house. All right, some turbo thoughts. First and foremost, you inherit your mom's old 2009 Hyundai Sonata. So on Amazon, there's like this like Rust-Oleum matte black paint primer 2-in-1. It actually worked insanely good. I used to do this back in high school on my 91 Sentra SCR B13 SR20D engine. The matte black the stupid Steelies with the hubcaps, and it actually turned out really good. And also I matte blacked the front grille. Did a super sloppy job, but F it. I don't have time for this shit anymore. I got a kid, right? And also there's some rust spots on the top. I did a quick dirty. There's also like a Rust-Oleum matte white paint job. Did some ghetto job on top, but hey, this car is, I got it for free. And also shout out to the chemical guys. They actually have this. I debadged it. No more stupid thing. I got my sticker. I ain't riding dirty no more. And then took out the Hyundai emblem. Stupid dots, but I prefer it over the Hyundai. And actually, surprisingly, I actually really like this Sonata. I think real men drive Hyundai Sonatas. And also don't get the tints. Better visibility. Yeah. Oh, so the chemical guys, they even have this like this white. I got on Amazon. This white wax polish thing. Worked it. Looks pretty good. The old Pro White. But anyways, the thought is, it's really intelligent to you know, just inherit your mom's old car. And wow, you see the moon. So beautiful. Just doing some work on my iPad Pro. I'm gonna start vlogging more. So usually what I do is open up the YouTubies, youtube.com/upload. Sometimes I'm in the front lawn, don't get super good Wi-Fi's. Loading. Gotta get closer to the house to get the connections. So this is actually the thing that I really like about the GoPro Mini, is that it actually reduces some sort of, I think, slow Wi-Fi. It kind of reduces some sort of friction in regards to just recording anything and everything. Because actually, I think 99.99% of the time, actually a positive disc motivator is the LCD screen. Is that, you know, the LCD screen is kind of more distracting. It kind of, you gotta put on airplane mode, turn off the Wi-Fi and restart again. The LCD screen is typically far too distracting. Even I have this idea of like an iPhone Zen. I'm like, this is hilarious, right? Can you imagine an iPhone that didn't have an LCD screen? Yo, that would that'd be the Uber and Zen technology. Also, the nice thing about inheriting my mom's old here goes. Yeah. So I really love the iPad for this processing stuff, but the big issue I have is sometimes it just doesn't work. I'm trying to add, shit doesn't work. So I mean, honestly, no Apple product is super duper perfect, so the iPad is often super buggy, so I just have to keep fucking closing tabs and shit. And then, let's see, open up Safari again, open up so yeah, Apple iOS team, if you guys could. Okay, so this is one thing I don't understand about the iPad OS structure. So this is the iPad Pro M1 chip, right? Why is there this stupid preparing binger banger, the thing that takes so long? Like if it's on the, even my old MacBook Pro, it does it instantly. So it must be something about the architecture that must be fixed. But anyways, okay. So so the first thought is, let us assume that you do need a car, right? It's like, my thought is like, dude, is American stupid? Like, we spend an inordinate amount of money on cars. And I was with Sen, you know, we checked out the Lucid Air, you know, checked out actually the Lucid Air is not the one. The UI UX totally sucks on it. The design, everything is pretty cool, but then Tesla is still way, even actually my critique of the Tesla UI UX, I think Tesla needs to one up. If you need some design consulting, Tesla, on the UI UX of the car, just shoot me an email, eric@erickim.com. I have some ideas for you, because like it should be as seamless and okay, now it's starting to upload. It should be as seamless and simple as, let's say, the iPad. Like, even for me, I'm like a super tech nerd geek, whatever, right? I'm just like super duper befuddled by the UI UX on the Teslas. Like, I'm like looking at all the buttons, like I'm like, where's the home button? Just give me a goddamn home button, right? It's like 3 dots, and like I have zero idea how to navigate the UI UX. And I'd actually figure that one of the downsides of that is that it might, I don't know, like pause it, like would it cause a car accident? Is it like you're driving, you just gotta figure out how to change something, and it's not super immediately apparent how to do it, and then you're just fucking around through the menus, and then boom, you use Z, right? Yeah, so anyways, with Tesla is definitely the one. Just lease it. Honestly, it seems like the best idea. Just lease the super cheap base Model 3. Seems the wisest thing if you actually do a car. If not, just inherit an old car from a family member and then fix it up. And also another reason why I think this is a good idea is, man, I had to get this smog check. It's such a freaking pain. I had to go through this crazy, ridiculous drive cycle on 2009 Hyundai Sonata, in which like I had to drive on the freeway for like 55 miles an hour for like 20 minutes straight, and then go off, decelerate to 0, and start up. And it was a goddamn nightmare. But so my practical thought is in California, because okay, some simple trends. Good morning. Some simple trends is that there is more and more people who's going to be moving to California. The population here, people still going to have kids, right? Right? People still going to have kids. They keep expanding the 405 and the 5 freeway. And it looks like people are buying more and more cars. Like, the thing that's so funny about Americans is we're like addicted to buying new cars. It's like, even for a while there's like, oh, there's a car short. I'm like, there ain't no fucking car short. There's like a quadrillion cars on the road. And even the thing that's hilarious right now in California, right? The used car price market, it's like insane. Like, I saw like, you see like these like shitty, you know, Ford F-150 trucks, like some old ass trucks, right? Like going for like $15,000, and you see some like old ass like Toyota Camrys going for like $9,000. I'm like, you guys crazy. So the first rule of thumb is don't waste money on a car. It's silly. Like even I was like, so actually it's so cute. So actually it's Seneca's birthday the other day. He just turned 2. A thought that we had was a thought that Cindy had, and interesting, is that for birthdays, it's not like it's my birthday, you should give me all the presents, all the shit I want. It's more like you should celebrate the mother who gave birth. So yesterday was more like a hashtag treat out Cindy day for her to help focus on her work and then go to yoga and stuff like that. But anyways, we went to Fashion Island and we checked out the Tesla showroom. You know, spend considerable amount of time in the Tesla Model X, the one with the Falcon doors, the wings that do this, right? The billionaire doors, the Tesla Model S, and also the Tesla Model Y. surprisingly, actually, out of all the cars, I think I actually preferred the Tesla Model Y the most in terms of the interior, in terms of the simplicity, the setup, the overall space, etc. Even also, surprisingly, I actually prefer the Tesla Model S over the Model X. And it's so funny because like I always go on the Tesla website. The marketing material and the photos of the Tesla Model S and the Model X for the yoke steering looks way better than actually in real life. But yeah, like in terms of all the electric cars out there, the only electric car to get essentially is Tesla. Like it's so funny. Like we shouldn't even say electric cars anymore. We should just call it Teslas. Tesla or no Tesla. It's kind of like you know what, we don't call it like tissues. We call it like Kleenex or you know, we don't call it tape, we call it Scotch tape, right? Shout out to 3M. Yeah, I think so that's a simple thought. So yeah, maybe it's a good idea to go all in on Tesla. Oh yeah, don't get Lucid. Yeah, it's on the outside, I mean, it's kind of novel, but then UI UX sucks. Or Lucid, if you want some UI UX suggestions, just shoot me an email, eric@erickim.com. I'm gonna start up my my EK consulting practice. And okay, so let's take it back to motivation. So I was thinking about like the philosophy of motivation and like what is motivation, what does it mean, etc. So motivation means to move, right? And we always feel like we need motivation in order to do something, right? It's like in photography and stuff like that. So the first and foremost, right? Always have the reason why I love the Lululemon license to train shorts, right? It's got fucking zippers so shit don't fall out of your pocket. Always have your Ricoh GR3X digital camera in your front right pocket. Aircam wrist strap Mark II. And typically in my front left pocket, you know, I'll have my GoPro Mini. I'm actually recording on this right now. In the back pocket, I usually have my iPhone SE. Real men use iPhone SEs. Only poor people use iPhone Pros. And I think, man, there's so many Teslas on the road. Yeah, it's so funny because like Seneca and I, we just discovered, he actually recognized the different models of Teslas. This kid's a genius, right? This is for T, Tesla Model Y, Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model X, Tesla Model S. And this is T for Tesla. I'm just creating my own new sign language with him. He's going to become, my ambition for Seneca actually is I want him to create, not to just be a car designer, but for him to create the next great car company. It should be a good motive. Also, the great thing about having kids is that like, man, it's so funny because like a lot of people don't want to have kids anymore. I'm like, dude, having kids, like cloning yourself and making a better version of yourself to do something great and epic and to augment your future self. And I was even thinking about it, 'cause I was thinking more about like investment, speculation to do. I'm like, perhaps a better goal in life is actually to invest your energy and time to build up your own company, right? And I was even driving, I was thinking about, I'm like, maybe what Eric Kim is I'm like an idea company or an idea consultancy or a creativity thing, right? Simple ways that I've, you know, made things easier on the Ricoh GR3X. So all right, so menu setup, okay, so camera, AE metering, I actually really like this highlight weighted mode, works good. Yeah, JPEG, RAWs for losers, JPEG record spaces, extra small, and it just makes life a quadrillion times easier in terms of importing and just shoot P mode, autofocus, auto ISO, whatever's. And the critical issue we have even in today's world is upload slows, transfer speeds are still so insanely like, it makes me so like angry and annoyed just like how slow everything is. And so even like I'm recording this on a 1080p 24 fps super view mode, which I guess is their ultra wide mode. to import the photos to my laptop, my iPad Pro, it's still like so slow, and the uploading is so slow. Like everything is so slow. I'm like, I just want to make everything plaid, right? And just got like quadruple turbocharge mode, everything. Also a critique I have of I suppose electric cars too, right? Like Tesla. I ain't finna even say electric car. I'm just say Teslas, right? Tesla or nothing, right? Like even like the reason why Bill Gates should not be trusted. His he's like, I learned this from my friend Charlie Kirk. You know what this is? A three-dimensional loser. You're a loser in every dimension. The reason why Bill Gates is such a loser, right? Instead of buying a Tesla like he should have, like he says he cares about the climate change and the planet, he doesn't. He bought a Porsche Taycan, which actually I think the design looks way better, but like the technology is like at least 1,000 times inferior to the Teslas. And also the reason why it's so funny, all these car companies, right? Any car companies, you got one UI UX suggestion, just shoot me an email, eric@erickim.com. The UI UX and the dashboard, the LCD touchscreens, the displays, like they're like so ugly. They kind of like, they suck, right? Like even so I was looking at the Hyundai Elantra R, which looks super duper cool. Oh sorry, Hyundai Elantra N, yeah, N, right? Namyang, the new thing, it looks super cool. But then I was like looking at the instrument dashboard, I'm like it looks like some like grandma designed it. Like, it's so ugly. You got to make it like, currently I think the best UI UX is actually maybe like Audi looks pretty cool, but even the Porsche dashboard, like on the Taycan, there's way too much going on. You just got to simplify. Even Tesla could use a better job. Even the reason why I like my my new Lamborghini, you know, fucking stupid touchscreen bullshit, so I'm less distracted while driving on the road. So maybe this is also a good reason, if you have an option buying a manual transmission car, maybe an older one that has no touch screen, because the touch screens get so outdated. Or if anything, like it'd be cool as like if your Tesla or your car had a way to jerry rig, like you could just pop in and snap out, like, you know, kind of magnetic abilities, the iPad Pro. So then like you say your iPad Pro gets scratched. Oh, this is actually funny. So something I saw at the Tesla showroom on a Tesla Model S Plaid, I guess like some like idiot or some, you know, asshole essentially keyed the LCD screen display thing in the center. And I'm like, shit, like if somebody accidentally keyed it or scratched it or something, like, right, like huge gash, like you're gonna take your car to the whole dealership, wait like 3 weeks to get this replaced, and it's probably gonna cost you like $3,000, right? So I'm like, it'd be so much easier to just get an iPad Pro and just slap it on and slap it off. And also the iPad Pro, in terms of touch screen display, it's like at least a quadrillion fold times better than anything else on the market. Even after using the iPad Pro for so long, with the faster refresh rate, super buttery smooth, I love it. And then just using like a normal iPad Air or normal iPad, like it's so laggy, and it's ridiculous, right? So yeah, if there's a way to quickly just snap on, snap off, it's a good idea. Maybe even like entrepreneurial ideas, like yeah, like if someone could jerry rig like a Tesla and just be able to snap in an iPad Pro display, that'd be way better. Also, Apple, I think you guys should definitely axe the bigger iPad size. I'm like, why do you guys even introduce? Like, I went to the Apple store the other day at Fashion Island. There's like 10 quadrillion products. I'm like, just gotta fucking ikebana that shit. Just get rid of all these lineups. And also, this is a good philosophy to life too, is that like rather than adding more things to your plate, just ruthlessly prune or get rid of things. Like even website design, blogs, stuff like that. Just keep printing away, like even menu bar design stuff. Like currently on my blog, ericimphotography.com/blog, I just have a menu bar link for workshops and newsletter, and those are the two only options. If I could just choose only one thing, maybe it would just be the newsletter, honestly, because that's the best way to prioritize. It's just one big thing, the whole essentialism thing, which seems to be a good one. Oh, so in terms of motivation for photography, right? My thought is, if you just see something and there's a 0.001% chance that might be interesting for you, just shoot it. Just shoot it. Happy New Year's. Thank you. just shoot it and just figure out what to do with it later. An extra small JPEG, you know, there's really no downside. Like, realize with digital photography, there's no downside, there's only upside. Because at worst, you make a photo that you don't really care for, but at best, you make a photo that you're really grateful for. Also, you know, don't use social media, delete Instagram. Instagram is for losers, and Facebook is a slow sinking ship. Jump ship while you can. Maybe might be a good chance for me to double up, rebuild the social media platforms, because I think well, I mean, currently my modest innovation is arsbeta.com, arsbeta.com, the first double-blind feedback platform for photographers, which I think is really good. Jai, you like my new matte black Steelies? So gangsta, huh? Yeah, I think that's my modest innovation for things. Oh, the first double-blind feedback platform. So what that means, and the upside of that, is that when you upload a photo, you don't know who they is and they don't know who you is. And so the upside of this is that you could get honest feedback and critical feedback. Even I have a simple cross-pollinating thought. I'm like, oh, maybe actually what we could do is for bodybuilding, physique, muscles, etc., just upload your, you know, selfie bodybuilding pics to arsbeta.com, arsbeta.com, if you want honest feedback on your physique. I think this is actually kind of a good idea too, because I think, like, think about it this way. If a stranger doesn't know who you is and you don't know who they is, right? The feedback you exchange is going to be much more honest. And there's also something that people have is, I call it a sinister bias. We kind of have this bias and we think that everyone else is sinister and is out to get you or whatever. But in fact, that's actually not true. It's like most people's, you know, nice and kind and, you know, quite friendly. There's this, even in ancient Greece, there's this notion of xenophilia, Xenophilia. Not, is the opposite of xenophobia. Phobia means fear. Xeno means foreign. Philia means love. So xenophilia is love of the foreigner, right? So even back in ancient times, right? Like, if there was foreigners, there was actually kind of mutual respect. Like, even in the Iliad, between the Trojan side and the Greek side, I guess they're not even the Greeks, so they're technically, were they both Greeks? Oh no, but anyways, Hector versus Achilles, right? Both of them actually mutually respected each other, and even amongst the duels, like, everyone was seen with mutual respect, actually. Yeah, pretty good times. Anyways, so back to motivation. So the philosophy of motivation is, I think actually my thought is, I think motivation is like a 99, maybe it's 100% physiological thing. So for example, when I see the direct sun, I is motivated, and when I have good energy, got some good bowel movements, slept super good, and I have a motivation to walk, I actually have very good and strong life motivators, and I'm motivated to blog, vlog, write, create, and stuff, etc. And yeah, so I think the number one critical thing is, if you want to be more motivated, I think that's why it's so important to work on your physiology. And the funny thing is that one does not require motivation in order to move. Whilst one is moving, one already has the motivation. And also another way to think about it too is, like, the greatest thing about having kids, like, should I have a kid? Okay, I think everyone should have kids. If you want to have a kid, or you think about having kids, just have a kid. I think just go for it, right? It's not an imperative. It's not you must have kids. I think you should have a kid, but you don't have to have a kid. But the great thing about observing kids grow up, you know, watching my son grow up, he's only 2 years old now, right? Kids are never static, they're always moving around, and 99% of the stress of teachers is getting the kids to shut up and just sit down and listen and obey orders. But then I was thinking, maybe that's contrary to human nature. We're not designed to just sit down and be these obedient. And like, even if you think about like the typical Silicon Valley slave, right? Let's say, I don't know, you work at one of the big tech companies, Amazon, Facebook, Google, whatever. Even if you're getting paid $750,000 a year, but you're chained to your desk all day in a cubicle or at home or wherever, that is very contrary to human physiology and what's natural and what's kind of good for us. And so, yeah, I think actually the best possible life is the maximal time outdoors in the direct sun, kind of walking around, standing. Even it's so funny at the gym, right? I spend all day sitting. I don't want to even say we. Some people spend all day sitting. I don't. I like never sit. The only time I ever sit is when I have to drive. And I'm just like thinking, like, is there a way we could create a car that we could just stand? That would be so much easier, right? Nicer, right? And so try this, right? At the gym, moving forward, this New Year's resolutions, whatever. Spend the whole year. Don't do any exercises which require you sitting. Only do exercises which you're standing, right? So standing, you know, rack pulls, my Atlas lift, or even like, my thought is not even a military press. You could try this at the gym, right? Put the barbell super high up and just stretch out your arms, get under it, and just squat, hold it up. I might start doing some videos and experimenting at the gym, but I think that'll be better for your posture. It'll be better for your overall mood, etc. Also, if you're blessed enough to live in a place that has some natural lights, spend as much time in the natural light as possible. I feel like I'm a plant. I like thrive on photosynthesis. The more time I spend in the direct sun, the better my mood, the better my metabolism. Even something that my friend Jeffrey Lamb taught me, he got this on podcast somewhere, is that like the best thing you do in terms of just hyping yourself up for your physiology, your metabolism, is right when you wake up, just go outside your house, just go outside into the elements and then get a little bit of sunlight, natural air, even if it's cold, whatever. It kind of is the best way to wake up. And yeah, I think that's really kind of the best way to get the day started. Drink a bunch of coffee, etc. More thoughts to come.